Welcome to a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. I'm so glad you're here today to get the insight and news and information and insight and strategies and fun and all the things you need to live your best life or start or grow your business. This is The Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, serial entrepreneur, started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books, and so much more. And I'm glad you're here today on a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. All we want to do is one thing and one thing alone, and that's help you live your best life or start or grow your business. We have a jam-packed episode for you today, so let me preview what we're going to touch on. Of course, insights from my favorite guy in the world, my favorite thought leader, authored over 20 books, all bestsellers and more, Seth Godin. If you don't know the name, and he has an article entitled or a blog entitled, email entitled, I Didn't See You There. We're going to talk about this aspect of free software for small businesses that many smaller businesses I know are into. Can I get it for free in the effort to save money? And I understand that. How to avoid strategy myopia. How to avoid strategy myopia. What is strategy myopia and how do you avoid it? Sorry for that little breath hiccup there. Organizations can redefine feedback by including recognition. Recognition is absolutely so important. I want to bring up a fun lesson learned here from SpongeBob, the voiceover actor's quick little point that I want to bring out. The power of bootstrapping, how to build a thriving business without venture capital. You don't need venture capital, outside funding, to start a thriving business. 3 reasons your marketing is failing, and guess what? How you can fix it. Facebook Marketplace chefs deliver homemade tamales, empanadas, and other foods to the market. So we'll touch on that. And then last but not least, 10 common content marketing mistakes and how you can avoid them. So once again, I'm glad you're here. Let's begin today's episode of The Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. Advice from my favorite human in the world, Seth Godin, talks about, I didn't see you there. And before we bring you that, once again, let's begin The Rundown with Ramon. I mean, I like to play my little jingle. I think it's pretty cool. So I forgot to add that in there. So Seth Godin says, I didn't see you there. What does that mean? What does he mean? What does this mean? It says someone I worked with over the years happened to be driving down my street. I called out and said, hello. They ignored me. So I repeated myself. Oh, they said, recognizing me, it's you. We're more likely to see, hear, and care if the person over there is actually a person we know or admire or recognize. If you write a nasty email to a company, it might make you feel sheepish if somebody actually responds. I didn't know you were going to read it. It's easy to exclude people who aren't like us. It's easy to exclude people who aren't like us, who might have a disability or come from a different background or group. Not just exclude them, but not design for them, account for them, listen to them, or see them with dignity. What's the lesson learned here today? Just because you don't see somebody doesn't mean you don't have to see somebody. It's a choice we get to make. Do we open our eyes, as I say every morning in one of my IG and Facebook stories? Do we open our eyes to make an impact in the world around us? That's a choice we get to make, Phyllis. That's a choice we get to make, Kimberly. That's a choice we get to make, Dr. PJ. That's a choice we get to make. And Seth Godin's right. This does not mean the world has to be equal per se, because the world is not equal. Trust me on that, or I'd be LeBron James or whoever else I wanted to be. But this means we can all open our eyes, Phyllis. We can all open our eyes, Kimberly, and make the world just a bit better. Thanks for being here on The Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. Up next, what's the best free CRM for small business? I've covered this in the past, this aspect of free software, free tools, free technology in general, free CRM. And I get it. Everybody wants to save money. Everybody's on a budget. So we want to spend as less as we can on technology, on marketing, on paying people, spend as less as we can. But here's the rub. My friend Gene Marks talks about this. Just trying to save money and go for free can have potential downfalls. You don't get the support of the software always that you need. Maybe the software you're using in the free version is not as good as the paid version. Maybe the upgrades don't come as frequently in the free version. Maybe the free software is built on a stack that's not so great for your business. Does this mean that paying for it is always better? No, it does not. But this means in general, when you have a choice to pay that $9 a month, that $200 a year, that $50 a month for the software, oftentimes paying for it gets you the better version. Zoho has 3 free seats for Zoho CRM, which is good to start out with. But when you pay, you get much more. Canva has a free software solution as well. But when you pay for it, you get all the fancy features that come with it. So as you're thinking about the world of free, you're thinking about using the world of free, I want you to think, is it actually best for your business or is it hurting your business? Ding, 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 ding. Next up, how to avoid strategy myopia. Now, this is going to get a bit academic and a bit heavy, possibly. But I saw this where was it, at Harvard Business Review. And I thought it was interesting to bring out this aspect of strategy myopia. We've spent a century, reads the article, creating efficient organizations. We've created companies of scale, and it goes on. Optimization and smart management have turned products that were initially seen as novelties, the automobile, the telephone, personal computers, into huge businesses. The essence of this forward motion is a focus on convenience and efficiency, predictable, manageable efforts toward stability and profitability. But polishing yesterday's work isn't useful if the world is in flux. There are only 2 examples of strategy myopia, which prioritizes the urgent, the proven, and the easily measured. It pushes us to execute reliable plans instead of embracing possibility. So myopia comes from what we expect from a new strategy. Strategy is not a plan. A plan might come with a guarantee, and it goes on. It's easy to get stuck in strategy myopia, just being strategic all the time, especially in our current moment of change. I believe successful leaders, though, have to follow these principles. 1, refuse false proxies. What transforms a project or new market, says Harvard Business Review? A combination of convenience and efficiency. However, new projects solving future problems are always less efficient than the status quo. Consider Amazon, the best example. During its early years, the company lost money on every book they shipped because they were planting seeds for the efficient industry they were betting would follow. Wow, that takes vision. So be careful of the proxy. Because something's not working now doesn't mean it won't work in the future. Number 2, every leader must choose your customers wisely. If you choose your customers, you choose your future. Strategy myopia occurs when we fail to identify who we seek to serve. Understanding who our customers are is absolutely important. And when we don't do that, it's no bueno. Number 3, choose your team. Having the right team to grow your business, to serve your business, to get to the next level is absolutely essential. And then Harvard Business Review says, number 4, big problems demand small solutions. This successful but myopic organization wants to launch a new thing that is polished and reliable as the core offering. But every industry began with an inefficient solution that just barely worked. Serving just a few customers, the hard work is creating the condition for progress, not in shipping perfection. Number 5, insist on interesting questions, not correct answers. To avoid strategic myopia, begin by looking for problems. Problems demand solutions, and solutions become projects, and then eventually projects become industries. So my point to you today, my admonition today, be careful about myopia. Be careful about navel gazing too much onto something, and we miss the whole growth pattern because we're trying to get to perfect. And I didn't realize that from Harvard Business Review was written by Seth Godin. Again, welcome to The Rundown with Ramon. If you just joined, my name is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com, and this is The Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. Organizations can redefine feedback by including recognition. We want feedback so much, but are we giving recognition? Writes Gallup. Providing frequent quality feedback is essential to building a strong organizational culture where employees continuously learn, grow, and improve their performance. It is a key element of the manager-employee relationship and one of the strongest drivers of employee engagement. Feedback's reputation problem. Gallup consistently finds, says the article, that employees are significantly more likely to be engaged when they receive feedback from their manager a few times a week or more. Feedback is important. So why do employees desire less frequent feedback when the data shows that those who receive feedback the most are often also the most likely to be engaged? Well, because they're opposed to receiving input that will help them do their best work more often. It's because the feedback they receive is not valuable. This is the key. It's not just giving feedback. It's also about embedding recognition and saying, well done, Pastor Jeff. Well done, Kimberly. Well done, Phyllis. When you also give recognition, it's not just feedback and course correcting every time, but giving constructive feedback so people clearly understand what they did wrong, yes, but also what they're doing right. This is my extrapolation from this. We can run better businesses not just by waiting to correct all the time, but by stopping them and saying, well done. I like how you handled that. You did a great job. Feedback is important, but also coupled with the power of recognition. Recognition. That's how people know, great, these things were all good, what I did, not just negative and bad. So consider that next time, whether you have a freelance team, as I do, or whether you have employees, or whether it's people at your church, at your synagogue, maybe it's your family, your sons, your daughters, your spouse. Giving good feedback is important as well. Ding, 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 ding. I saw this and it warmed my heart. SpongeBob and Patrick voice actors are just as giddy about the job as they were 25 years ago. I'm not going to read this whole article to you, but I thought it was interesting, and I want you to ask yourself, do you love what you do? Many people are not in that position. They're doing their job because they have to for the sake of their families to live, and that's okay. But when you're doing something and you do it because you absolutely love what you do, woo, it's a beautiful place to be in. It's a beautiful place to be in. And I was so glad to see this in Variety, that Tom Kenny and Bill Fagerbakke celebrate SpongeBob's 25th anniversary, and they still are having a good time and still loving to do it. Voice acting. It's a terrible thing to do something in life that you really don't love to do, that you don't like to do, that's a drudgery for you, but it's a beautiful thing to do it when you love it. And I love doing the rundown with Ramon. I can do it all day long. 3 things I like doing. 1, love doing live production like I'm doing right now on the rundown with Ramon. Number 2, I love hosting events, and by God's grace, I do a pretty darn good job at it. 3, I love motivational keynote speaking. That's what I love doing and having fun. If you just joined, I'm glad you're here. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. The power of bootstrapping. How to build a thriving business without venture capital. And Pastor Jeff, you're exactly right. When you stop loving it, stop doing it if you can, for sure. That's the ideal route to do what you love, and you get paid to do it, and hopefully get paid a lot of money to do it. That's even the best combination as well. And a lot is relative, I know, but whatever, it works for you. Ding, 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 ding. The power of bootstrapping. I come across many people. I can't start my t-shirt business because I need funding. How much money do you need? $3,000, $5,000, $20,000. When you get venture capital, when you get an outside investment, if it's not from your grandmama or your daddy, that venture capitalist, that investor wants their money back on some high return. Often people say a 10x return. They give you a $20,000. They want to bank a lot of money back. Now, some people may do it as a low interest loan or something like that, but they want their money back. So you don't need venture capital with everything you're doing. There's something good, writes Arian Adeli, to bootstrapping. It offers autonomy and control, allowing founders to steer their company's vision independently. Focused incremental growth through bootstrapping fosters strong customer relationships and organic success. Creative problem solving and early revenue generation are key to thriving without venture capital. So the key to not having to have venture capital to bootstrap that business, and Mark Cuban talks about this, is to make sales. Let's say I want to make a company to build red cups. Yes, if I have to get the whole factory and all that, that's another story. But I wonder, can I pre-sell said retailer on 10,000 cups and take that money if they can give it to me half up front to make the cups, sell them, and keep going on? Or I'm doing something more simple like doing coaching or consulting. I really don't need advance money for that. I just need to make sales. So before you ask for venture capital, before you ask for additional money, think to yourself, do you really need the extra money? Or can you make pre-sales and own 100% of what you're building and grow from there? My name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, and I'm so glad you're here today. Ding, 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 ding. 3 reasons your marketing is failing, writes Nicole Bernard. 1, you have no strategy. That's one reason your marketing is failing. You don't know really what you're going, what you're doing, how you're doing it, what the goals are. No time. You're not making time to get said work done. And number 3, you're probably not measuring the results. A key thing to remember is that after you have created your marketing strategy and started executing it, you need to look at your analytics to see what is working and what isn't. This is important. I look at my analytics every week, probably should do it more, but every week you probably should too. To make sure that your marketing is working, you have to invest the time, you have to have the right strategy, and you should measure what's working and what's not working. If you're not measuring it, how will you know it's working or not? It's like somebody working out and not weighing themselves. Yes, you may see the results, but you got to weigh yourself or some measure, know what is or what is not working. This is very important. So don't blame and say my marketing is just not working if you're not putting in the time, you're not putting in the effort, you don't have the strategy, and you're not measuring to see why it's not working. And maybe it is working, but there's other things that are not going right in your business. If you just joined, welcome to the Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. Leveraging Facebook Marketplace. This has been in the news quite a bit, that more and more business owners are leveraging Facebook Marketplace as a way to build their business. I thought that was pretty interesting. Leveraging Facebook Marketplace. Have you tried that yet? There's a chef here they profiled who's making empanadas and tamales and other foods on Facebook Marketplace beyond the traditional selling cell phones and cars and chairs. So what I'm getting from this is not just leveraging the power of Facebook Marketplace, which I think is good, but thinking beyond the box, innovating with the current marketplaces and tools that we have to do more. This is the power of the tools given to us. There's no reason, there's no excuse to say I can't do it. We have too much available to us to think I can't do it. Instead of thinking I can't do it, we should be thinking, how can I do it? This is the beauty of the generation we're living in. If George Washington could do it, if Harriet Tubman can do it, if Moses could do it, why can't we do it in 2024, 2025, 2026 with Chat GPT and everything else out there? We have no excuse. We just have to take our mind and innovate and change our attitude. That's the key to success, in my humble opinion. There should have been some music queued up when I said that. Ding, 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 ding. 10 content marketing mistakes that people often make. 1, jumping in without a strategy. I just said that. 2, not focusing on your audience. Who is the audience of people that you're reaching? Selling, not sharing. Failing to address the entire client journey. Concentrating on quantity and not quality, says our friends at Marketing Profs. Lacking originality and differentiation. Inconsistent and frequent blogging. Viewing content marketing solely as SEO. Becoming paralyzed by your editorial calendar. Expecting immediate results. Go back and read this. I'm going to do it in reverse. Expecting immediate results. 10 marketing mistakes we often make. Becoming paralyzed by your editorial calendar or not having one. Viewing content marketing solely as SEO. Inconsistent, infrequent blogging. Lacking originality and differentiation. Concentrating on quality and not on quantity and not quality. Failing to address the entire client journey. Selling, not sharing. Not focusing on your audience, and jumping in without a strategy. Listen, My name is Ramon Ray, and as we go along today, my encouragement for you today, as I say all the time, if you love this content, definitely check us out at zoneofgenius.com. Zoneofgenius.com. Check us out. Sign up for our email newsletter. Don't miss out. But I ask you today, be clear on what you really, really, really want in business and in life. Jason's here. Good day, good day, good day. Glad to have you here, Jason. TM Hyman, America's favorite mentors in the house. TM, glad you're here today. Be clear on what you really, really want. We're on episode 162. TM. Do you want to be in business, even as being in business for you? Everybody doesn't have to be in business. It's okay to get a job and work for somebody. That's not bad. Are you hungry enough to get to where you need to be? What is your pricing like? Is it premium, or are you the cheapest vendor out there? Your mindset on business, on life is absolutely everything. And finally, I want you to ask yourself this question. What do you do best? What do you do best? What's God called you to do to change the world and make an impact in a big or small way? And you can get paid to do it. When you have that zen, what you get paid, what you do best, and you love doing it, you're living in a great world. Listen, everybody, I'm glad you've been here today. This has been the Rundown with Ramon. All we do is one thing and one thing alone, help you live your best life or start or grow your business. And I'm so glad you joined me today. And I will see you next time on the next edition of the Rundown with Ramon. Please comment, please share, take a selfie, take a photo. Let people know you're watching Ramon on the Rundown with Ramon. And this is your source of entertainment, edutainment, fun, and hopefully a bit of insights. Have a blessed, beautiful day and go make an impact in the world. And I want you to know that I care about you, and I want you to tell somebody else that they matter as well. Be blessed and have a great day. See you next time. And that's a wrap.